This week on the scene, the Kettle Valley Brakemen, as well as Oscar and Miguel.
This first song is the true story of a railroad engineer who came home one day and one of his kids came up to him and said, "Dad, we did a blood test in science and you can't be my father." Now, this engineer was thinking of getting a divorce anyway, and with an eye to his paternity payments, he had all of his children blood tested, and he wasn't the father of any one of them. So that suggested to us a song. Here's Who Comes Round the House When I'm at the Roundhouse. Well, who comes round the house when I'm at the roundhouse? Who comes round the house when I'm out on the railway line? Who comes round the house when I'm at the roundhouse? How come these kids don't look more like mine? Well, when I draw a 4-day run, you never cry or pout. You just want to know when I'll be back and what time I'm heading out. A solid month of night shift that don't make you scream and shout. You swear your love is true, but I got this nagging doubt. I wonder who comes round the house when I'm at the roundhouse. Who comes round the house when I'm on the railway line? Yeah, who comes round the house when I'm at the roundhouse? And how come these kids don't look more like mine? 'Cause you know Johnny's tall and dark, but Susie's short and fair. And Bill don't look like either, and he's got the mailman's hair. Tony's nose looks just like the guy at the shoe repair. You say I'm your only love and that you'll always care, but who comes round the house when I'm at the roundhouse? Who comes round the house when I'm chugging down the line? Oh, who comes round the house when I'm at the roundhouse? And how come these kids don't look more like mine? Why is that, Ben? Help me now. Now you get your engine greased at the SO down the way. Your mechanic always brings a gift on Mary Lou's birthday. Your doctor makes his house calls both the night and day. And he thinks Frank should go to private school. Even says he'll pay. Who comes round the house?
The Kettle Valley Brakemen bring railway history to life with true stories and original songs about British Columbia's dramatic steam train era. For 17 years, the Brakemen have been presenting a unique blend of dramatic and humorous stories as they unfold our colorful railway heritage.
Kids don't look more like mine. Well, the very beginning of the Kettle Valley Brakemen had to do with the fact that in the summer, in the year before this, the Kettle Valley Steam Railway opened up in Summerland. They had a 3-day opening in the fall, just I guess to test out to see how things were going to work. And I took my 2 godchildren along on that ride, and it was at that time pretty boring in that it was just a quiet roll through the backyards of Summerland, and they had to wait a long time at the train station. And I thought that since it was such an exciting railway with such a long, wonderful tradition, that if there was a group of people playing songs at the station and telling stories about the Kettle Valley Railway, that would give the passengers a much better idea of the significance of the line. And so over the winter, I went and pitched that idea to the folks who were running the railway back in those days, and they gave me a contract for 10 performances in the opening year at the train station. And that's how we actually got going, playing at the train station in that first year of the Kettle Valley Steam Railway in Summerland. And right from the beginning, we were part of
Kettle Valley history because we were there for the opening day of the steam railway. And then we played at the opening of the Myra Canyon trestles after the fire burned them down, and we played at the opening of the Trans-Canada Trail along the Kettle Valley line. So we've really been part of Kettle Valley Railway history right from the beginning of the time we started playing. Heritage entertaining is different than a lot of other kinds of entertainment because the combination of the story and the song together is quite exciting, and audiences really enjoy doing that. And of course, I enjoy the fact that I can play songs that I've written for audiences that really want to hear them. And I think that at this level, if you're an entertainer and you can do that, you're very lucky. I do the writing myself. It's a process that starts with a story. And once I get the story, then I started making it into a poem. And in the process of making it into a poem, I hear the eventual tune. And that's the way my process works. I get the ideas from reading Kettle Valley Railway history and talking with the old Kettle Valley Railway engineers. Most of them are gone now, but I was lucky enough to meet people like Tubby Moore and Alan Palm and to hear their stories and to check out my songs to make sure that they were consistent with what the Kettle Valley Railway boys thought was really history. I work fairly hard at making sure that the songs are historically accurate, and I know on a personal level now many of the people who have written Kettle Valley Railway history. Barry Sanford is a friend. Maury Williams, who wrote Myra's Men, is a friend, and so is Joe Smoon. So I work pretty hard at making sure that the songs are accurate. Well, as you can see by the makeup of the Kettle Valley Brakemen, we believe in equality between the sexes. And we wanted to have a song about a brave female engineer. But there are no songs about brave female engineers back in the steam era because men hung on to those jobs with great tenacity. And they said, women, there's no powder room in a locomotive, my dear. You get your frock all dirty. So because there are no songs about a brave female engineer, we decided to write a song explaining to a woman, say in 1915, when the Kettle Valley Railway got going, why she wasn't qualified to be an engineer. And the song is called Delicate as a Flower, and it starts with harmony between the sexes. It goes like this. No, you can't be an engineer, young lady. Oh, no, safe in the home you must remain. You see a woman, she's delicate as a flower. Yeah, it's manly work to drive that old steam train. So raise the kids and iron and mend and feed us right on time. Forget the thought of getting paid or charging overtime. Wash those dishes, make the bed, and do the laundry too. You see, an engineer, he's got many chores, more than a woman could do. No, you can't be an engineer, young lady. I'm sorry. Safe in the home you must remain. You see, a woman is delicate as a flower, and it's manly work to drive that old steam train. So scrub the floors and mop and dust and nurse us when we're sick. Our mother's work is never done, so hurry and make it quick. Scour out those pots and pans, cook, clean and bake. See, the stressful life of an engineer no woman could ever take. And all the experts agree on that fact. Don't we, fellas?
You betcha.
Uh-oh. No, you can't be an engineer, young lady. It's impossible. Safe in the home you must remain. You see, a woman, she's delicate as a flower, and it's manly work to drive that old steam train. Why, it's woman's work in a spinning mill, a laundry, or a store. A wonderful school of
tots and teens, why, who could ask for more? The sin of pride to envy men. Now there's a fact you well should know. If a woman were to run the train, why, next she might want to roll.
I think as far as our musical style, the Brakemen have always been kind of a folk bluegrass band. Our instruments tend to be bluegrass instruments, but the style is definitely folk music. It's not a bluegrass style. And of course, in this kind of entertaining, where the story is so important, every word has to be legible and understandable. There's no singing like you got a pound of plums in your mouth, you know. Well, the Kettle Valley Brakemen have quite an exciting future because next year, 2015, is the 100th anniversary of the Kettle Valley Railway. And we plan to be playing pretty well all over the southern interior, helping to celebrate that event. And we're certainly looking forward to it. And now we have a totally unique train song for you. The Kettle Valley Brakemen have played in Revelstoke on railway days many, many times. And one time after a concert, a guy came up to us and said that he'd worked for the CPR for 35 years and that at every meal, the CPR had served prunes. And I guess the theory being if the trains are running regular, they want the trainmen to run regular as well. But this guy said that they started calling these prunes CPR strawberries. And he said, you should write a song about that. Well, I wasn't really interested in writing a song that was a series of potty jokes. But then I thought, all kinds of other bands have songs about brave engineers and train wrecks. But there isn't a band in the world that has a train laxative song. And so, for your musical edification, here is CPR Strawberries.
It's CPR strawberries for me. Prunes get you going naturally. Well, if your main line is blocked, make sure your cupboard is stocked with that CPR strawberry remedy. The conductor, he's in charge of the train. The whole train is pressure that sometimes makes it strain. But prunes now and then, they smooth things in the end. All aboard, it's regular service once again. Now the engineer on a siding can't be slow. Oh no, when the green light comes, he's supposed to go. But some prunes before that sign help him ease on down the line. Toot, 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 you can hear his whistle blow. It's CPR strawberries for me. Prunes get you going naturally. Well, if your main line is blocked, make sure your cupboard is stocked with that CPR strawberry remedy. Now the fireman has to shovel tons of coal, moving down the track, that's his goal. Well, his secret, so they say, is prunes every day. Yeah, CPR strawberries in a bowl. It's CPR strawberries for me. Prunes get you going naturally. Well, if your main line is blocked, make sure your cupboard is stocked with that CPR strawberry remedy. What's the remedy now, Brakemen? Come on. Now the brakeman has the toughest job I know, 'cause his orders there to stop, not to go. Hey, but a few stewed prunes will have the brakeman singing too. We just gulp them down and get on with the show. It's CPR strawberries for me. Prunes get you going naturally. If your main line is blocked, make sure your cupboard is stocked with that CPR strawberry remedy. Just try them and you'll see.
antes de morir me quiero echar mi beso de Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira, Guantanamera.
Oscar and Miguel are a Spanish and Latin guitar duo, combining Spanish flamenco guitar from Oscar's Southern European background and Latin American guitar from Miguel's El Salvadorian Central American background. Oscar is the winner of the CFG Malaga, Spain 2012 International Guitar Competition, and Miguel has been playing guitar since the tender age of 5, when his grandfather gave him his first guitar.
So there's a lot of history with the Spanish guitar. It's quite interesting, and how it's transferred from Spain all the way over to Latin America, and the Spanish influence on the world is huge, right? I mean, they've conquered, at one point, the Spanish king was in charge of a lot of the Americas, and a lot of the American world is Spanish speaking, right? Latin American, Central American. And so there's a vast musical culture in all of that, right? So when you say you play Spanish guitar, well, I mean, that could be almost many different things, right? There's many different genres of Spanish guitar and music, which I think is why it's so intriguing for me, right?
My preference probably is a bolero. 1950 in Mexico, they were great groups. It's called trio. They were playing 3 guitars and 3 voices, 3 vocals, first, second, and third, and they create beautiful music. And I fall in love with the bolero. With my friend Oscar, we played a song that is called El Reloj means the clock. And this is a bolero song.
The first couple of songs we played were a bit softer. You could almost say more like the Segovia approach to the guitar, not really it was more of caressing the strings as opposed to really digging in and getting a loud, aggressive, almost, the flamenco is like the rock and roll of Spain, right? In the old days, maybe 1800s, 1900s, you really, you know, they were long-haired, you know, yeah, more like the rock stars, right? So often they got the bad rap of, you know, not being the high end of society. But nowadays the flamenco has, you know, some of them are some of the most famous musicians in the world because they're just amazed by their technique and the incredible virtuosity, right?
Ay, amor, quiero que vuelvas. Ay, amor, aquí estoy. Ay, amor, quiero que vuelvan. Ay, amor, aquí estoy. Ay, amor, quiero que vuelvas. Ay, amor, aquí estoy.
What I'm hoping is we can work it out, be together, you know, and so far we're doing great. You know, we play. I love the way he plays. He's an amazing guitar player, and you know, I played Latin rhythms, and they were trying to create you know, combining two styles to see where we can, you know, bring up to the community.
Having the duo, it frees me up a little bit more to play more solo guitar playing as opposed to trying to cover the rhythm guitar, the bass line, everything all at once as a solo guitarist, it was a real challenge because also it's easier to hear my mistakes. So with him, I can my fingers can take a little bit of a break, and I can even take a break and drink a glass of water, clap, pick up a drum or something. It's a lot more fun. It feels more like a party, or in Spanish they call it a juerga, where it's like the flamenco people will get together and stay up all night dancing and singing, and just an impromptu, spontaneous jam. So it's really given me a lot more freedom, and it's fun to have someone with that Spanish heritage to play off of and even learn from. So I've really enjoyed it.
For more information on this week's artists, you can find them on the web.